Cuando era vago, cuando era jefe de pandilla y me agarraba con puñales. Y esto es con hecho, no es mentira. Yo no juego con muñeca como Oscar. Cuando le pegue la Hoya, voy a sentar y lo poner a orinar.
In the mid-2000s, one of boxing's most underrated and unusual triangles was taking place, with a series of fights between world champions springing up, shock result after shock result.
This is your favorite cigarette? We toast you.
However, it's been largely forgotten because this wasn't the usual triangle that we're used to in boxing, where each fighter has a victory and a loss over one of the other fighters in the triangle. This time, it was a square. 4 fighters, Ricardo Mayorga, Vernon Forrest, Shane Mosley, and Oscar De La Hoya, who all had at least 2 victories or 2 losses to one of the other 3 fighters in the square. A completely unprecedented saga of fights, made even more surprising by almost every victor being the underdog heading into each bout.
His feet as he threw the right and he goes down in the face of a crunching right cross.
Of all the unexpected results in the square, Ricardo Mayorga's brace over the 35-0 undefeated Vernon Forrest in 2003 was by far the most shocking result, given the glaring lack of boxing skills the Nicaraguan possessed compared to Forrest and the 2 fighters in the square.
We all like to see that air of unpredictable violence in the ring, and Mayorga is that. He is unpredictable violence.
And look at this!
He's coming at you, he's throwing bombs, so a Mayorga fight's always entertaining.
Mayorga's boxing skills were a true reflection of his unconventional personality. Carefree, wild, a loose cannon, and as tough as old boots. He was a man who was just as infamous for lighting up cigarettes as he was for his opponents.
The very first time I met him, this guy's sitting here and he's smoking a cigarette. So I'm going, where's the fighter? He says, and I'm like, this guy?
Mayorga was the epitome of boxing's bad boys, a man who refused to let the fame and fortune of boxing change his lifestyle. He was a gang leader, a man who would have spent his adult life in jail for his ruthless crimes if not for the protection of a corrupt Nicaraguan government.
Era vago cuando era jefe de pandilla y me agarraba con puñales. Ni estoy debajo la falda de mi mamá.
Mayorga never tried to conform to the expectations of promoters or the global boxing fan base. He was a villain, showing no respect for any fighter who didn't have the street cred he believed was necessary.
Mayorga is a guy about whom you could develop a serious hatred in 10 or 15 minutes if he chooses to rub you the wrong way. He intensely believes that a huge part of this is the intimidation game. I am more man, I have bigger huevos.
Mayorga shocked the boxing world with his win over Forrest in 2003. This victory was a turning point in his career, propelling him to the status of an instant smash hit with HBO. He celebrated his win in his trademark style, smoking a cigarette in the ring to mark his ascension as a unified welterweight champion.
Mayorga's cigarette is illegal in the state of California.
If Mayorga was the face of boxing villainy, then his next opponent, Oscar De La Hoya, particularly at this point, was certainly the polar opposite, with his polished and refined boxing skills reflecting his image outside of the ring.
I've never had a street fight in my life. I've never been involved in a brawl outside the ring. I always managed to talk my way out of it.
Mayorga despised Oscar for the way he carried himself as a man, which led to the most hate-filled buildup of Ricardo's entire career. And that's saying a lot, considering some of the things he's done to get under his opponent's skin.
Como el tipo me cae tan mal, yo pelearía hasta gratis. No le quiero ganar, a él no lo quiero noquear. A él lo quiero matar, parándole el corazón con mi derecha.
Oscar had undoubtedly lost a step or two as he approached the tail end of his career. However, he was still heavily favored to beat Mayorga due to his proven resume amongst boxing's most elite over the previous decade. Yet, this was a saga of fights that had seen so many upsets over the years that it was impossible to say how their styles would clash on the night. BLTV picks up the action from round 1.
Mayorga tries the right hand upstairs and throws a roundhouse left hook. Mayorga throwing big shots from the outside, or from the get-go. That's the way it works. De La Hoya cracks him with a left hook. Mayorga hits him with a right cross on the top of the head.
De La Hoya determined to make Mayorga know that he's a price to pay for coming in.
A lot of loopholes. He's going to try to beat him with short punches.
Left hook, that's Mayorga. A right cross followed by a sensational left hook.
Mayorga came out gung-ho and actually had some success before his over-eagerness got the better of him as Oscar dropped him with the signature left hook, transforming what was already a firefight into a roaring blaze.
That was a perfect shot. He was born with that left hook, Manuel. It came right out of the cradle. Another left hook lands there. It's always been his most effective punch.
Mayorga recovered well from the knockdown but couldn't make the adjustments necessary to get De La Hoya's respect. Instead, he became even more erratic and ungainly as he tried to dictate the tempo of the fight.
He's so ragged in there.
He has no proper coordination at all between hands and feet.
And De La Hoya is finding all the empty spots. A left hook to the body, gets brutally clocked with an uppercut. Huge right hand by De La Hoya.
Oscar is making Mayorga good shot.
Uppercut landed flush and snapped De La Hoya's head back. Best punch of the fight for Mayorga after this round because he got hit with the uppercut and he might not need to get hit like that if he keeps jabbing. There you go.
Keep working the jab.
That's the ticket. Almost landed a big left hook at the end of the round.
Mayorga has more success in the third, but Oscar's astute counterpunch remained a constant threat throughout Ricardo's desperate aggressive attacks.
He's won all 3 rounds.
Oscar got in the shot in between. 2 beautiful body punches from De La Hoya. And those body punches are designed to take away Mayorga's power. Well, you blocked a long looping punch with your gloves, jabbing twice. Body shot by Mayorga, 2 left hooks to the body by De La Hoya.
Mayorga has his right hand so low when he's just so vulnerable to get hit with left hooks.
The hit on the back of the head. Hard right hand lands for Mayorga.
De La Hoya fades. De La Hoya blocks punches with his gloves. Mayorga blocks them with his head.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. was a key spectator in the night's action, hoping that De La Hoya's dominance would continue, as a lucrative fight between the two was heavily rumored to be next if Oscar could get the W.
Mayorga said he would win because he beat Forrest, who beat Mosley, who beat De La Hoya. He's finding out that that isn't the way it works.
A lot of people thought Warren could have gotten it. De La Hoya lands 2 brilliant left hooks. Brilliant inside left hooks while Mayorga was punching over him. An extraordinarily high percentage of the punches that he does throw. Like that. And the left hook just keeps on coming. Straight right hand. Bang. Left hook. Bang. De La Hoya with a 4-punch combination to the body. 2 quick shots upstairs. Down goes Mayorga again. Second knockdown of the fight.
Oscar started landing at a ridiculously high percentage, made even easier by the fact Mayorga was seemingly letting Oscar hit him on purpose, which led to the second knockdown of the night.
Oscar De La Hoya has more hand speed than Ricardo Mayorga, and he's moving it face to face. I was one of the many who did not think a knockout for De La Hoya was possible here.
It's over.
Right now.
It's all over. This fight is over. A great performance by Oscar De La Hoya.
Nobody expected De La Hoya to win in the fashion he did, but he later explained how the bad blood before the fight motivated him to go the extra mile to secure a knockout victory.
The fact that he was talking so much, the fact that he even talked about my wife, he talked about little Oscar Gabriel, and so it had a lot to do with it.
In what way?
He motivated me so much. I mean, there was a plan behind picking Mayorga like 5 months ago.
Meaning what the plan was?
The plan was that he was going to talk bad about me, insult me, and he was going to motivate me. And I needed that. I haven't felt that since I fought Vargas.
Mayorga further disgraced himself by refusing to conduct a post-fight interview, saving his cigarette smoke for his next fight, where he once again upset the odds by beating Fernando Vargas.
Right hand tries to split the guard. Mayorga knocks him down.
Mayorga would go on to lose the majority of his last 10 or so fights, all by way of knockout, with his second fight against Shane Mosley settling the feud for good, along with his career at a respectable level.
Another 1-2.
Look at Mayorga. Fight's on. Let me tell you, Mayorga, this gets Mayorga into it. He just let him hit him a left hand. Look at him.
Right hand. And look at Mayorga.
I've always found Mayorga to be a very entertaining fighter for obvious reasons, but the thing that stands out the most is how much he achieved by purely being a badass with an unwavering will to win. Mayorga retired in 2019 and later flirted with mixed martial arts, but as of 2024, I think it's fair to say the madness Mayorga brings to the fight world is finally over. For Oscar, he did indeed go on to match up with a prime Floyd Mayweather Jr. in his next bout, putting up a valiant effort in what has gone on to be seen as a passing of the torch between the two faces of the sport.
No, I gave him a good fight, but it's funny because we're like throwing at each other, and the bell rings, and we're like, hey, come here, let's hug it out.
De La Hoya's resume speaks for itself. one of the greatest and most underappreciated bodies of work in the modern era. He mixed it up with them all, displaying beautiful boxing skills and the heart of a true warrior along the way. A De La Hoya comeback has been on the cards for the last few years, and considering the shape he's recently gotten himself into, the unfiltered mouth that always riles up his intended targets, combined with the rising popularity of the celeb/influencer circuit of 2024, I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back for one more within the next year or two.
Yeah,
Ricardo Mayorga.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the bad boy, but he's badass. I had him down in the first round. When I knocked him down, boom, and he's looking at me like, I go, F you. I'm gonna fucking let you go about a few more rounds just to make you suffer. I don't know. Kick the fucking ass, motherfucker.
Yeah.